Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This will be part 2 of my regain conversation that I'd started a couple weeks ago. Wanted to come back and give you some of the background to how I got to this point of the regain, and then wanting to come and document my struggles and my journey trying to get the regain off. So just to quickly recap, I had VSG surgery in March of 2016. My highest weight was 252. Surgery day weight was 235. My lowest weight that I ever saw myself was 172, and that lasted for just like a day. So 172 was the lowest that I ever saw. Currently today I am at like 214. So I've got a significant amount, that's like 32 pounds of regain, which is significant for me, was significant for me, might be astronomical for another person, or might not feel like anything at all for someone else. So that's just my personal opinion. That's nearly half of what I lost that I've gained back again. So it's really time for me to address this and get my head right and get back on track. So I'd addressed in my last video that there were some things going on like medically that I thought was contributing to some of this. So I'll give you guys the background of what had happened. So at the beginning of this year, end of last year, beginning of this year, I noticed that the weight was piling on, and it was piling on fast and furious. So that was clue number one, that something might be wrong. I hadn't necessarily changed the way I was eating or anything like that, so I was getting kind of concerned. Above and beyond that, I also had some other symptoms. I was very, very tired all the time, like lethargic, tired, legitimately tired all the time. Didn't matter how much sleep I got, what kind of food I ate, the activity level that I had, I was always tired. I was also always cold, like freezing cold, space heater in my office at work cold, extra clothes all the time cold. So I had the extreme fluctuation in my weight, always cold. I had some serious problems with memory. That was probably one of the things that scared me the most, was that I was having trouble remembering or recalling the most simple things. Like one day I was driving, and it was a route that I traveled all the time, and I couldn't remember the name of the road that I was on. It's a state route. It's not something that you just forget, but I could not remember the name of the road. So that was starting to freak me out. I was having trouble at work making mistakes on paperwork, simple things that I wouldn't normally have issues with, and I was really, really struggling. My hair was getting thin again. Like my hair was starting to fall out, just like it had during surgery, or at the beginning of my weight loss, where your hair falls out in like handfuls. That was happening to me again. So basically, going down the laundry list of things that I was feeling, asking Dr. Google what's wrong with me, it all pointed to thyroid. So not that I wanted it to be thyroid, but it was an answer. So I went to see my doctor, gave him the laundry list of symptoms that I was having, and he said, "For what you're telling me, it sounds like thyroid." And I agreed. So he said what he wanted to do was a battery of blood work tests. So they did, and where I live, it's a very small rural area, so even lab work can take a few days. I went to see him. It was about 3:30 in the afternoon during the week. And then the next morning I got into work, and first thing in the morning, I mean right out of the gate, I get a call from the doctor's office, which scared me to death that they called so fast. I'm thinking like absolute worst case scenario. So the girl on the phone, it wasn't the doctor himself, it was one of the nurses, called, and she said, "So your thyroid is fine, everything is good there, everything looks good. Actually, all of your blood work looks good except for iron. Your iron is extremely low, you're anemic." I've been anemic before. actually multiple times, and it should have made bells go off in my head, because just maybe 2 months prior to that, I had gone to donate blood, which I do normally every 8 weeks or so. I had gone to donate blood and they wouldn't let me because my finger stick test that they do said my iron was like 1 point lower than what they allow. So I didn't think anything of it. But by the time all of this had passed and I went to the doctor, it had dropped and dropped and dropped to the point where it was now extremely low. So they said simply just take some extra iron supplements, no big deal. So I did. I started taking the supplements. And if any of you have ever taken iron supplements, you know that it messes with your stomach. So extra fiber. So I was taking the iron supplement, and then I was also taking fiber supplements on top of that to help with your stomach and keep everything moving. So I was taking every day. I was taking a multivitamin that we're supposed to take every day, a calcium chew, B12, sublingual drops, B12. I was taking the iron supplement. I was taking the fiber, and then here I live in Ohio, so I take allergy medicine in the summertime. So I was taking I felt like handfuls of stuff. It's all just really supplements and allergy medicine, but I did it for a while. And then I went to donate blood again. The finger stick was great. Everything looked really good. So eventually I took myself off of the iron supplement because it was messing with my stomach so bad. It made working out really difficult. Just when you feel bloated and cramped all the time, it's really hard to work out. So I've stopped taking the iron, but my multivitamin has extra iron in it now. So just gonna kind of keep an eye on that. So even after all that, my weight has not gone back down, but I haven't gained any more either. At the rate that I was gaining, that's something I was worried about, was that I was just gonna keep piling on, but it has leveled out. I have maybe lost 1 or 2 pounds, but nothing significant. So that leads me to where I'm at today. Got the anemia thing under control. Now I am focusing on, and this is going to sound terrible, I don't want any of you guys to think poorly of me, but I had been drinking a lot of alcohol. Not drinking really to excess, not drinking to get drunk or anything like that, but just drinking because I like it. I just do. I'll sit out on my front porch here and just drink at night, hang out with my husband. No big deal. But it went from being like something I would just buy a bottle of wine on, Friday night and drink it over the weekend, to 2 bottles of wine during the week, to having something every single day. And I know that had to contribute a lot to the weight gain. Not all of it. I still don't think that was all of it, but that's going to be my first. Say hi. This is Ruby. I'll show you Ruby. That's Ruby. So my first plan of attack is to cut out a lot of the alcohol. I'm not going to drink during the week, like every single day. We do tacos or something like Mexican every Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, and I might have a little homemade, margarita or something like that on Tuesdays. And then we go out to dinner every Friday. That's like our reward for making it through the week. We go out every Friday, so I might have a drink then. But other than that, I'm cutting out the at-home alcohol thing. That's going to be my first plan of attack. And then I also have a new fitness regimen, which I will tack on another video at the end of this to show you guys what I have done for my fitness. It's pretty exciting. I'm not going to give it all away. I'll let you guys watch the next video, but that's my plan of attack, is upping my fitness and cutting out the alcohol. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to cut this video off now. We're at about 10 minutes already, and I've got the other video already done, so it's going to be a little bit lengthy already. So I'm going to end it here, but I will check in with you guys later. Bye. Okay, so here is my latest pride and joy. This is my workout room. This is where all the magic happens for me right now with COVID and everything. I'm not going to gyms right now. I actually prefer not to anyway. So with these bad boys, I can do everything here at home. I don't need to go to a gym. I have my Peloton spin bike, which I absolutely adore. I actually started with the bike back in May. So COVID and all that started in March. I got my bike in May, and then just a few weeks ago I added the Peloton treadmill. Since I'm paying for the subscription to the Peloton app anyway, I decided to go ahead and add the treadmill so I can do just about any workout that the gym would offer. I can do it in the comfort and safety of my home. So you see there's the bike, and then there's the tread. On the bike, obviously you can do the cycling classes, and there's so many to choose from, so many different instructors. It's endless, honestly. It's absolutely endless, but you can sort out, for instance, cycling. You can sort by instructor, length, music, class type, if it's got subtitles. My favorite instructor is Cody Rigsby. He is so sweet, handsome, hilarious. He makes the rides go so fast, and just a really, really big joy to have in my life. So you can do any of the rides, you can sort them, you can see how many different instructors there are. You can also do floor exercises. You can do floor, strength, stretching, yoga, meditation, and cardio. There's a lot of different things that they have to offer. They also just started bike boot camp classes yesterday, and what that means is you start out on the bike, you get off, switch to the floor, and then get back on the bike. The one issue that I have is that I have the standard model bike, and my monitor does not swivel. So doing a floor challenge on the monitor, because my floor is way back here, so seeing the monitor was a challenge. So I installed a bigger TV, and I can cast right from the monitor to the TV and have a huge TV that I can see to do my floor workouts. Now the tread has a 32-inch screen on it, so it's pretty huge itself. So when I'm doing the treadmill boot camps like you see here, I could actually see this screen just fine. So you get on the treadmill, you do a run or a walk, and then you get off and do floor, and then you get back on and finish on the tread or whatever the combination of courses are. On here you can see you've got running, walking, boot camp. There's so many different things you can do. You can do all the strength, stretching, yoga, meditation, and cardio on here as well. They even have under walking, I really like this, there's a hiking tab, so you can take all of these hikes as well. And those are tough, I'm going to tell you. For treadmills, those are really tough. So the rest of my room over here, I have an assortment of bands and some of my medals from races that I've done. My Don't Tell Anybody illegally made Peloton art. The nice Peloton mat with the Peloton bands are there. And then my weights and kettlebells and balls and more mats and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much my workout room. I guess you could pretty much call it a Peloton room at this point. Peloton owns my soul and my bank account right now. So I really love it. I highly recommend it. If you guys have any questions on Peloton, Peloton programs, Peloton pricing, any of that, let me know. There's tons of videos out there about everything Peloton though, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. But I will say I love it, and I would share that passion with anybody else. So I'm going to end this here, and then I'll catch up with you guys again possibly next week.